Hello then. So, yoga for runners, week 3, little chat. Healthy backs. So I'm wanting to give you a sense of how this might apply to running, as an example, but it could be walking, could be swimming, it could be cycling, it could be any activity that you are involved in. So in the first 2 weeks, we took it very gently in the first week to get a little bit more familiar with what's going on in our backs, the lower back, the upper back, how it feels in certain movements, how we can activate muscles to give more support, to stabilize, to strengthen, and to release. And I've given a few methods on I think it would have been the second week's talk on what you can actually do, just kind of like during your day, to free up your back. So that was kind of what do I do when I need to sort myself out. So this is more what do I do in my activity to help me support my back. And in week 3, we're going to explore a little bit more about how we move with ease and some of the sequences or some of the ways that we can bring more of a softer, smoother, fluid form of movement that allows not just the spine, but definitely includes the spine, to be able to move in a more integrated way. So I may have mentioned to some of you in week 2's yoga class about the issue that we can hold ourselves, be quite rigid in our structure, whether that is when we're doing our exercise or just when we're living, where it tends to get transferred around to the rest of our life. So we can hold ourselves, and we can be a person that's quite familiar with striving, maybe even straining for work, or it's kind of it's a mental thing, it's a body thing, it's an emotional thing where we perhaps put more energy than's required and push ourselves in a way that's beyond being healthy. So it's good to have challenges, it's good to build, develop, all that's really good. However, if it's all the time kind of like a bit of a fight going on, and the bodies will react to that, it will be tense, it will be tight, it will be liable for strain. So the more we can start to practice and feel more familiar and more safe in an easeful movement, then we can start to allow that unuseful aspect of the strain, the striving, to just back off a bit. And the other aspect, I don't do ultra running. I've got a book on it now. Don't say a word. I'm only reading the book to find out how mad you lot are. So the ultra running group, and those of you that are really wanting to kind of develop your speed, or just starting, or just want to really maintain a happy relationship with your running, whichever group you're in, then if you can find a much more softer, gentler, smoother, more fluid approach to your run, you're on a winner, whichever of those groups you're in. And sometimes I can feel the reactions, and I might be wrong, but I can't run light. It's hard work for me to run. It may be, I'm not going to deny your experience, but there might be ways of making that more easeful. So we're going to explore that in week 3, and some of that will be about the way we move, the way we think about movement. Now, in terms of my running, and this has been around for me, feels like forever, but of course it hasn't, is I'm looking often when I'm running how I can relax a little bit more and where I can relax. Where do I need to put in the effort, and where can I actually take off the pressure? So I've acquired more kind of knowledge around that with doing the chi, running, coaching, training, about the parts where I might need to just be thinking a little bit more about, okay, why are my calves really tight? Why is there ways of reducing that tightness in the calf? And could I run slightly with a little bit of a different emphasis? No big changes to soften. And a lot of it is literally telling myself to relax, soften, lighten up. So there's quite a lot of mental stuff going on, and reminders of what's going on in my body. So if I know I'm tensing, that is a good moment to start to unwind that, to do something different. And I mentioned it a little bit last time in terms of, if you notice something tensing up, you need to just start to try and get into an antidote. So some of it might be stopping, but a lot of it, I'm not stopping. I'm carrying on, and I'm saying to myself, can I feel my back? Can I soften in my back? Can I let my shoulders descend more towards the ground rather than towards the ears? Can I let go of the holding? Can I move a little bit more freely? Okay, I'm going to go downhill. This is not a really difficult downhill. Really let go and really not collapse, but really start to feel comfortable and energized, and just go for it for a short period. Change the rhythm. Find the rhythm. So am I kind of all over the place? I know, depending on what terrain you're running on or walking on, has a significant impact. But whatever terrain you're on, you can still find a rhythm within it. And the rhythm might be, I'm walking and I'm finding a rhythm. The breath is really helpful, breath with the movement. So sometimes just being interested, how many steps do I take for the in-breath? How many steps do I take for the out-breath? Could I balance that a little bit more? Could I start to appreciate where the breath supports the body, and how can I work with that a little bit more specifically? Yes, rather than just leaving the breath completely to the background and just hoping you're not going to run out of breath, which you don't really. I feel like that. Or you're straining with your breath. We focused quite a bit in the first 2 sessions, but more on the second session, to do what are stronger movements without strain. So it's knowing that you have other options, that you don't just have to push through all the time, that you could actually find, okay, how can I lighten my breath? How can I deepen my breath? How can I find more ease in my breath? Okay, I might need to back off and then go forward. All this primarily is around your training. Then you take it in. If we have races again, I know some people have done races. Well done. So it might be in a race scenario, or it might be in a training scenario that's, you actually are wanting to do quite a bit of effort, in a track session or whatever. So I've got dogs barking, children playing football, I've got birds overhead. It's all happening in Marple. I'm not distracted. But I'm going to finish there, and hopefully you will find some support from the third session on finding a little bit more freedom in the movement. So look forward to that. And unless I get eaten by the dog outside, I will see you soon. All right, take care.